I'm getting creative with shopping my stash. Keep watching. Hi guys, this is Heidi and you're watching HeidiKMakeup. I wanted to do a video about my makeup inventory. I've had a couple videos recently kind of about shopping my stash and project pan and those kinds of things, but I went ahead and took an inventory of all my makeup and put it into my phone. My makeup collection is not so over the top, but it is too much for me, and so I want to be more thoughtful about how I buy my products and how much use I get out of them. So I'm doing something a little bit crazy. As you guys know, I am doing a project pan, and what I'm doing is allowing myself every other day to use products that aren't on my project pan. It does not make any sense to me to spend like a whole year trying to pan a palette and not touching any of my other stuff, if that makes sense. Because the whole point of project pan is to enjoy the products that you have and get your money's worth. And to me, using a product every single day to the point where I resent it, I just know that that's not going to be fun for me. And by doing that, I feel as though I am not getting my money's worth. I feel like I'm not going to be enjoying the products, and that's the whole point. And also, it doesn't make sense to me to leave the rest of my stash just sitting there while I'm focusing in on one product. So I am allowing myself every other day to use products that aren't in my Project 10 pan. So what I did is I went through and I organized my stash into an inventory, and I put a number that correlated with each thing. So I have like 24 single eyeshadows or eyeshadow palettes, and I put a number that correlates with each one. And I did the same thing with blush, highlighter, foundation, concealer, everything. And this is what I'm doing. On the days that I'm not doing Project Pan, I'm letting a random number generator decide what product I'm going to use. And I'm doing this for a couple of reasons. One is I think it's going to force me to be much more creative with makeup. Since I've started doing it, I've been doing much more interesting looks, I feel like, because it's combining things that I would not think to combine because it is literally random. The second reason is because it is allowing me to use products that aren't within the palette that I'm focusing on. So for example, today I used the Too Faced Cat Eyes palette, and I used a bronzer, the Too Faced Sun Bunny bronzer, from within a different palette. Normally I would never reach for that Sun Bunny bronzer because it's not in the palette that I'm using. I would use a single bronzer, but it's allowing me to combine things that I wouldn't normally combine necessarily. And then the other reason is it's making me be truly egalitarian about how I use my products. So I'm being fair, and I'm really getting to enjoy everything. So I really like it, and this is my creative way of shopping my stash and making sure that there's variety. It was kind of based on the Lauren Luke Lucky Dip thing that she did, where she just reached into her makeup and pulled out colors and had to make them work. But I feel like this is even more of a lucky dip because it's taking things without using my hands to kind of feel what product I'm getting. It's just completely random. That's how I'm shopping my stash. I'd love to hear from you guys. How do you make sure that you're still paying attention to all of your products? Because I feel like I bought them for a reason. I bought them because I thought that I would love them. I should give them attention. So let me know what you guys do to make sure that you're not neglecting anything down in the comments. If this is your first time here, you can hit the subscribe button. I'll be doing updates on my project pan as well as how this is going coming up here in the future. If you'd like to see my family every day, you can do so by subscribing to my daily channel, which is Sun Kimpact. I will link that down below, and then you can actually see how the makeup ends up turning out on an everyday basis because I'll be wearing makeup every day over there, and you can kind of see how I'm doing this, how I'm being creative with it. So check that out, and if you guys are also into parenting stuff, you can also check out my parenting channel, which is HeidiKMTV. I will link that down below as well. But I'd love to hear from you guys, how you guys shop your stash. Let me know down in the comments, and I will talk to you all soon. Thanks for watching. by. I'm doing a project pan. I've already done a video on like the Makeout 2015, kind of my rules for purchasing makeup for the next year. And I mentioned that I was doing a project pan within that video, but I'm actually gonna do it. So, if you guys aren't familiar with Project Pan, the idea is that you focus in on a specific number of products and you have to finish those products.